Welcome back, everyone, for this week's episode of our Smoky Mountain Wrestling Podcast. This is Smoky Mountain Wrestling episode number 44 from November the 28th of 1992. We are still in Sullivan East High School in Bluff City, Tennessee. Doc, how you doing this morning, man?
The rain truck must have broke down again, so we're stuck in Cum Bubble, Tennessee, right?
There
nice.
you go. That's of course,
got a cum bubble.
He can't do anything else. He's got to be classy and insult the good people of Tennessee.
I got a question for you. How many people that were in that building tonight that paid admission? What percentage do you think are still alive?
I don't know, man.
Of that percentage, how many of them what percentage do you think voted against their own best self-interest in the last election?
You just want to get politics in on this show, don't you?
Well, we're all going to be dead soon, so we need to get it in.
We're a politics-free zone, okay?
No, we're not.
We're not getting into politics, all right?
Elections
Harper wants to talk about the goddamn statues in New Orleans. You want to talk about people voting against their own self-interest. I don't want to talk about none of that shit. It's too divisive. Fuck. Harper, how you doing, man? You all right this morning?
What's up, man? Yeah, sitting here watching fucking Rambo.
Rambo?
Yeah, Rambo First Blood, the first one.
You need to get your mind on Smoky Mountain Wrestling.
No.
Fuck that.
First Blood's a great movie.
Yeah, it's when he's on a dirt bike and the fucking sheriff's chasing him, like in the beginning.
He goes up into the woods and starts doing all kinds of crazy ninja stuff, capturing and killing their guys.
That's a racist movie.
No.
What?
There's no black guys in it.
That's exactly it. It's a racist movie.
Well, isn't it up in like the Pacific Northwest? There's no black people up there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be in like Washington or something.
It's just dumb. Rambo. Fuck Rambo.
The first one was good.
Hey, you know what? Let's let the people weigh in on that, because I guarantee you that our audience will side with Harper and I that First Blood is an awesome movie and think that you're, once again, a jackass jabroni when it comes to pop culture.
I'm not a jackass jabroni. I just don't like the same things that you like, Doc. And I'll move on from there. Okay.
Or anyone else that has a fucking dick.
Well, we are going to get into, again, Smoky Mountain Wrestling, episode number 44, November 28th, 1992. Again, we are in Sullivan East High School in Bluff City, Tennessee. And I want to welcome a couple of new parody accounts to the Twitter universe, the BTT and Smoky Mountain Wrestling Twitter universe. We got two Robert Fullers that joined this week. I don't know if it's the same person. I don't know if it's two different people, but one of them, his Twitter handle is @FullerAndLonger. There you go. And if you don't know why, just go check out @FullerAndLonger, because as legend says, Barbara and Tammy got slid about a foot long every time Mr. Fuller was around. And then the other one is @BTTTENN Stud. So booking the territory.
That second one is coming out strong. So I like what his the way he's picking it up and putting it down already.
Okay.
He's wanting to get some cheap beer and cheap women and pick up Harper on the way and go get it on.
Slide him a foot long, huh?
Wow.
I wonder if the two accounts have to share the dick, and if so, if they split it in half, each one still has a longer dick than the average man.
That's nice.
That's really nice. Okay. Well, we get into the show this week, and it is Dutch and Bob Cuddle. Dutch Mantell has a mask on in the opening. I don't know.
Hell. And his stud stable jacket.
Yeah, he had his stud stable jacket on.
That's funny too, because I've been looking at I've been examining the stud stable's robes and jackets and stuff. And if you take a look at Golden's like kind of gold and black, and then now Dutch and Fuller have the kind of maroon. Those colors scream 1979. You couldn't find those colors in the wild after 1979. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
It's 1992 when he's wearing it.
It looks like it's the upholstery to like a 1978 Monte Carlo or something.
Exactly.
You know what's funny about it? The 90s were a time of like bizarre colors too.
Yeah.
Like when you think back, like you had the
Well, you got to think,
Zubaz shit and all that stuff came
but you
out.
got to think about the '70s. That was wild colors in the '70s because everything in the '70s was brown. Everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that gold and black and maroon was like loud in 1979, but it just is 1992.
Yeah, good point. Good point. Well, Dutch tells us that Nitro Danny Davis will be his guest on Down and Dirty, and Bob Cuddle also tells us that Ronnie Garvin will face the Dirty White Boy for the Smoky Mountain Wrestling Heavyweight title on this week's episode. And with that, Bob throws us to the ring where we have a match between Tim Horner versus Paul Lee. Once again, we get a view of the person with the white lightning sign that he can't spell because it says white lighting. I guess it's very, very hard to spell, and hard to spell the word lightning. So he spelled lighting.
Is that the same kid as the one? Is that the same one as the kid in the wheelchair?
Oh God, that kid, huh?
Oh God,
that guy's got a mustache.
Yeah, that kid had some problems, but he has that cool Smoky Mountain shirt. I'd love to sneak up on that get that shirt off of him.
Wow,
that's. Come on.
Give him some lint and maybe a few rocks and convince him it's money and buy it, quote unquote, buy it from him.
That's nice.
Bob Caudle and Dutch are making a last attempt at talking the fans into the building for Thanksgiving Thunder on Saturday in Knoxville on November the 28th. The Thanksgiving Thunder tour had kicked off 2 days earlier on Thanksgiving Day of 92, which was November the 26th. So this is airing on the 28th. This is less than a 3-minute match with Horner winning with a natural bridge. I don't have much from it, so I'll throw it to Doc first.
My only note was early in the match, which is kind of hard to say because it was 3 minutes, but Horner looked lethargic out of the gate, and my note was he usually saves that for his interviews, so wonder what he had going on. Maybe he was despondent over the fact that he only sold one lightning bolt, and it was to a kid in a wheelchair.
That's nice, Doc. Harper, I got you. I figure you have nothing.
No.
Wow, that's not very nice.
Poor old Paul Lee, man.
Paul Lee. It's bad when you got to do the job to Horner. Well, with that said, we do go to after the match, directly to a promo with Ron Wright and the Dirty White Boy. So here it is.
Out here on Smoky Mountain Wrestling, there you see Tim Horner with his hands in the air. Let's go right now. Standing by, Bob Caudle with the Dirty White Boy and the legendary Ron Wright.
All right, and Dutch, you're right, and here he is, Mr. Ron Wright and the Dirty White Boy. White Boy, of course, our heavyweight champion right at the moment, but he's got a lumberjack match facing him. The tide could turn, the whole thing could turn around just like nothing.
Bob, you shouldn't be talking like that. I've been worrying for a week over this match. And I tell you, it's coming up right here to Knoxville today, and they've stooped so low. I've been going around trying to get our 4 men lined up in our corner, and I'm finding out that Tim Horner and some of his cohorts been paying them off, and I'm not being able to get the men that I really want, but I assure you one thing, we'll have 4 men down there. Somebody will be down there to help my beloved man hang on to this title one way or another right here this afternoon.
Outside of the ring, if you go, they're going to throw you back in.
What happened to the guys that you had signed up for this, Ron?
Some of them trying to back out, but I've still got people in the corner. Don't worry about it too much.
Okay.
Oh, Ron will come up with something. We'll get this thing worked out before
because this man right here is a man of his word. And we're on a mission, Tim Horner, and that mission is to get this legend out of this chair. Now you got all your buddies going to line up around the ring. I got my buddies. I'll see you in K-Town, Horner.
All right. Well, so I'll throw it to you, Harper. What you got?
What do you think was the 4 guys that backed out?
I don't know. That was weird, though, because it almost felt like they were teasing some dissension between the two.
Yeah.
That was like my immediate reaction.
Yeah, that there's maybe somewhat of troubles in the water. Yeah,
like maybe there's some friction because, I mean, Dirty White Boy says, Ron, what happened to the 4 guys you had? He's kind of like concerned, and you've never seen that side of him before. So we'll see if that leads to anything. I don't know. No spoiler there.
And that fucking trucker's hat looks very natural on his head.
It looks perfect. Doc, go ahead.
I actually had a note that said kind of meh from these guys, which is pretty rare. I mean, in meh in terms of, their worst day is better than Horner's best day, but for them, meh.
Yeah.
It could be that the dissension isn't really dissension, but it's to try to show a chink in the armor to give the people the idea that Horner may actually have a chance. My note was, because it was kind of around the same way. I got my 4 men is Ron Wright always says my man or the men instead of using proper nouns like Paul Orndorff. I was just wondering, what are the odds that like Ron Wright hasn't really met anybody in the locker room and doesn't really know anybody, and he's just like, all right, fellas, see y'all next week, and doesn't really know anybody.
I don't know. I mean, I doubt that. That's funny that you say that. But if you ever notice, he's not in any of the local promos that they do.
No.
So, which I think Jim Cornette had mentioned to me that Ron didn't make the non-televised
right.
events.
Yeah.
So,
He's
that would make
Rhodes.
sense.
He's the Dusty Rhodes of Smoky Mountain.
Maybe so, but. So maybe old brother Ron, he cuts his promo, does his thing, goes out with Dirty White Boy, and gets in his Cadillac and heads home. So I don't know.
Baby's got a pot roast on.
Baby's got a pot roast on. Yeah, I thought it was all right. You're definitely right. It wasn't like his best.
No,
there's no arguing that for sure. We go from there to a promo with Primetime Bryan Lee and Bullet Bob. So I'm going to play this. I'll pause it after the Primetime Bryan Lee segment.
Fans, before we talk to Commissioner Bob Armstrong, let's take a look at an interview sent in by Primetime Bryan Lee, who is still recovering from injuries sustained at the hands of Kevin Sullivan.
Kevin Sullivan, good news for me, bad news for you. As you can see, my stitches are out, my bruises are healing, my burn's even healing. But I'm still not 100%. The doctor hasn't released me. All that does is give me time. The doctor tells me if I come back in the ring too soon that the injuries you gave me broke my ribs, bruised my liver, my spleen, that it could be fatal. And I don't want to have any excuses this time, because when I get my hands on you and we stand face to face, it's not going to be a pretty sight. And all I have is time. And every day that goes by, I count down to when I can put my hands around your little throat.
What are the odds that Primetime
Bryan
Bryan Lee?
that's what it seemed like, huh?
What'd you say, Doc?
That he's pilled up.
Well,
he seems higher. He seems higher than Tiger Woods behind the wheel. Jesus Christ!
What are the odds that he just got done banging some bitch named Samantha and popped a couple Vikes and is chilling out cutting a promo?
I'd be willing to stake money on that.
Yeah.
Here's the other question I had. Here's the question I had throughout this, and this is why I think about things that aren't important to anything. How come that painting in the background wasn't hung up on the wall?
Like I said, he's by some ring rat's house named Samantha.
It's almost like it was like he was sitting on a sofa and someone called him and like, bruh, we got to do that fucking promo.
Oh, shit, I just took a couple of somas.
Right. Like, oh, fuck, man. All right, hold on, man. All right, set up the camera.
I wish you'd have called 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, and then they just hit play. They're like, okay, bad news for you, good news for me. Well, yeah, I'm your worst nightmare. Even my burns are healing. Yeah.
Maybe he's just sad because this is the part where he and Horner tried to get Corny to bring in Sawyer Brown and it didn't work, so he's all upset.
Oh, yeah. Oh boy. Yeah, it wasn't much fire there. Anyway,
no.
he's sitting in a living room or a bedroom, and there's a painting on the floor, and he's got his scars and his wounds, and yeah, I'd say he just got done with Sammy, and he may be pilled up, but Bryan Lee, if you listen to this, hopefully you understand we're fucking with you. Well, we go from Primetime Bryan Lee to then. And based on what Primetime Bryan Lee just said, Bullet Bob is going to respond to a few things. So here we go.
You just heard that from primetime Bryan Lee, and here is Smoky Mountain Commissioner Bob Armstrong. Commissioner?
Well, I'll tell you, Thanksgiving thunder is upon us, and I'll tell you, Kevin Sullivan, when you hear that thunder roar, brother, it's going to roar in your ear for years. We got the monster stomper coming back just for you, Kevin Sullivan. You ain't going to get away with what you did to primetime Bryan Lee. He's coming back to do the job, and he is the man that can do the job. He's the baddest man in all the land, better than Leroy Brown or anybody else. So thunder is here, brother. Thanksgiving thunder is here. Bring your followers. Come on, brother. Because I'm going to enjoy watching a stomper take you apart, and just a little taste of what you're going to get right away. Here's a little film on what the stomper does to folks just like you, master.
And about as they throw it to a video package with the stomper versus Dennis Condrey with Bearcat Wright, showing us how dangerous the stomper is. With Lance Russell on commentary from Memphis. I assume that's the Coliseum, although I don't recall exactly as I watched it. But Doc, I'll let you comment on Bullet Bob before he threw us to the video package.
So it's a little hokey, but at least he's firing up. Jesus,
You mean Bullet Bob?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was good. I was good with everything that happened there. I mean, that's fine.
You don't realize this because you don't like music, but he's using 30 or at that point 20-year-old rock and roll references, which is a little funny.
Yeah.
In his fire up there, but I love seeing these old videos, and especially Condrey. So anyway, Corny mentioned this match actually either on the last recent drive-through or a recent show. And apparently it was from 1975.
You can see it's pretty damn old.
So, and it's a squash. The stomper just squashes him straight out. And so Condrey's doing the JOB, and he's young there. He's probably in his early 20s. So Condrey's enhancement talent. I just like seeing little snippets of all that and throwing it around, and it ties the fact that the wrestling world existed before Smoky Mountain came on the scene this year. And we're going to respect that and mention it and pay homage to it and, continue storylines.
Well, I mean, before you had the day and age of everything being national, I mean, guys were job guys in promotions across
Got to start somewhere.
Yeah. Arn Anderson was Marty Lundy in Mid-South, and I don't think I ever saw him get a win. And 2 years after that, he's in the NWA tearing it up. But he never was on the mic in Mid-South. I don't think he ever got a win. He just got his ass kicked.
If he grabbed a mic in Mid-South, Watts would have fined him his entire check plus some.
Yeah. So, I mean, I point that out to say, to the point you're making about Condrey here, where Condrey just gets the shit kicked out of him by the stomper. Yeah, I mean, there was wrestling before that company up north came around.
You missed my point. My point is that this tape is so old that it was back when Condrey was still doing jobs.
Oh, yeah. I got you. No, I hear you.
And it establishes the fact, even though they say it's not 1975, it's in the past. And a lot of these people probably remember it is reminding you that the stomper is and has been a wild, vicious animal. And what do you think's going to happen when he gets in the ring with Kevin Sullivan?
Yeah, I agree. Harper, I didn't ask you. You had anything from the promo?
No, it's just, I remember as a kid, you didn't have the internet and all, so you didn't, as far as you knew, wrestling started like right then and there. And that was kind of, and it would be neat to see this like back then. You could see, oh, wow, look how old this is.
Yep.
This is before Hogan and Ric Flair.
Yeah. Got those clips. And then it was from, I think I've said this before, you've got the clips from like other territories so that you could, that was always fascinating to me when.
Man, when they send it, like Harley would send in the tape to World Class in like 82 or 83, and it had the Mid-Atlantic banner behind it. I was like, holy shit, this is what's going on over there.
Really. Uh-huh.
It was like somebody told you that I'll use the analogy because
the earth was flat.
Yes.
Well, no, I was gonna say it's like somebody told you that there was alien life living on another planet. You're like, holy shit, they got people there too. it's kind of like the reaction because you didn't, like Harper said, you didn't have the internet, so you were, when you saw there was other wrestling.
How can you know what you don't know?
Yeah, it's like the old thing when we talked about months ago. You're flipping through the channels, and all of a sudden you see this AWA thing, and you're like, "What the shit is that?" And you realize there's some other promotion out there. You're like, and you stop in amazement. There was a time when it was like that. These kids today would never know that. We sound old, but anyway. Okay, there's
no kids listen to this.
Okay, well, we go from that to a promo, and it is the master, Kevin Sullivan, and Bob Cuddle is going to tell us we've got another paid advertisement, so here it is.
It's a paid commercial announcement. Smoky Mountain Wrestling is not responsible for and does not necessarily agree with or condone the viewpoints expressed by Kevin Sullivan.
Now the people, besides my foes, the people that watch Smoky Mountain Wrestling, realize I'm for real. You see, they've sent all of them after us, and we're still here. Commissioner Armstrong, you sent the Mongolian Stomper, a man that you once hated. Now you shake hands with them. You have shaken hands with the enemy, and the enemy is you, Commissioner Armstrong. You see, I'm not going away. I was strapped to the tree of woe. Eagles plucked at my breast. Nothing could stop the march. And Bryan Lee, I hear a rumor. Bryan Lee, that you're getting out of your sick bed and gonna crawl down and maybe somehow give an inspiration to the Stomper. Bryan Lee, let me tell you a story. You see, there are books about near-death experiences. You can go to any library and get them out. If you don't have the money, call us. We'll send you a donation. You see, in near-death experiences, you always see the light. And that light says, take care of yourself. Do not get any other near-death experiences, Bryan Lee. And Stomper, that goes for you, too.
All right, Harper, that shit was twisted, but go ahead.
Yeah. I like the other ones better. The first
Me too.
ones.
The first two.
This one, it was pretty much nighttime.
You can't see a fucking
right.
thing.
You can't see shit. The screen was just black, and his little sidekick didn't do as much in this one like the other ones.
It's true. The sidekick doesn't do shit.
Yeah.
And the sidekick is not a big part of it, but to me the sidekick was like a big deal because he's like every now and then he'd chime in.
Yeah.
I kind of miss the sidekick.
Yeah. That guy.
So awesome. I agree. Yeah. Same here. Doc, anything from you?
Always something from me, son.
Go ahead.
No, it was too dark to see what was going on, and my actual note was, this isn't as good as the other ones where the devil must have been tired.
Yeah, because you got to figure when they film these that because it's darker, it's obvious. You can pretty much tell that they probably filmed all of them at the same time, and it's just getting darker. Yeah, Harper's right. You can't see a goddamn thing here. And the sidekick, I guess, because it was dark, he couldn't see, or he couldn't talk. I don't know.
Here's the other thing to consider. It's winter time in Tennessee, and Sullivan's out there shirtless. I know he's from Boston and all, but it's probably kind of chilly out there. So hurry up and get this shit over with so I can go inside.
Yeah. I mean, even if you film this in the beginning of November, you're damn right about that. That's for damn sure. All right. Anything else before I move on to the next one?
No.
Okay. So we go from that to a local promo, and I'm not going to play it unless, Doc, you wanted me to. It's up to you. I'll leave it up to you. I can put it at the end.
My note was solid, but not spectacular.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I want to drive people to our YouTube channel with that one, too, because I have it loaded up on the YouTube channel. It's tinyurl.com/BTTYouTube. And there's actually a playlist when you go to the YouTube channel now where you can click on just the Smoky Mountain local promos. So if you're wanting to hear this, go there, check it out, along with many other things I got there. Like, got some old MidSouth clips. I've got tons of Smoky Mountain stuff up now. Not full episodes, just again, promo. So, and that's that. So, yeah, check it out. Again, it's tinyurl.com/BTTYouTube. You can see many of the local promos that we kind of skip on the episode are there. So that's that. And I do want to mention, pause the show right now and go give us a 5-star review on iTunes. Doc, as of us recording this, which is June the 2nd of 2017, we actually are at 71 now. So we are creeping closer to the 75 that you laid out a few weeks back on the flagship show. Now, as of this airing, we may have more than 71, but we are at 71. So give us a 5-star review, write some new comments, and we would definitely appreciate it. So that's that. All right, Doc, I'm going to move on now. I love what I'm about to play, and so let me cue it up and get us started. So here it is.
All right, fans, and with me right now, this young fellow right here that we are delighted to have with us in Smoky Mountain Wrestling. And I tell you, he's been cutting a wide path in Smoky Mountain Wrestling, still undefeated since coming to Smoky Mountain Wrestling. Here's the wild-eyed Southern boy himself, Tracy Smothers. Tracy?
Thanks, Bob. You know, Bob, I don't want to sound corny, but I want to thank Commissioner Bob Armstrong, yourself, and Sandy Scott for making me feel at home. It's such a pleasure to be back in the South, and it's such a pleasure to be amongst the people that I grew up around. You know, it took a long time for me to realize that the best things in life are free. And that, you know, you can take the boy out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the boy. I was born country, and that's what I will always be. You cannot take away the fact that I'm a Southern-born, Southern-bred thoroughbred, guaranteed not to rust, bust, collect dust, spin, break, or splinter. Born on a mountain and raised in a cave. Women in wrestling is all I crave. And speaking of women, I will tell you this, the short time I've been in the Smoky Mountain area, I've seen the prettiest Southern belles that the good Lord ever put on this earth.
Well, I tell you, not only are you going to cut a wide path in the ring, maybe outside too, Tracy, like that, huh?
You know, I was talking to my old buddy, Dixie Dynamite, and I understand he's got a match coming up next, and I know he's going to put that Confederate kick on somebody, on some poor soul. He's got them herds of dynamite. So, Bob, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm on that stairway to heaven, man. I'm going to climb that great Smoky Mountain itself, and I want a shot someday at that Smoky Mountain heavyweight title. Remember, I'm American by birth, and I'm Southern by the grace of God.
All right,
thank you very much.
Continued success to you, the wild-eyed Southern boy, Tracy Smothers. Let's go to the ring, fans.
All right, Harper. Man, I love Tracy Smothers. I'll throw it at you first, and you tell me what you got from that one.
I tell you, I think he must be listening to the radio in his car heading to the show, because he's basically just repeating song lyrics. And
yeah,
when he goes, "I was born country, and country's what I'll be." I think that was an Alabama song back in the day.
Jesus.
Yeah,
see, I would never know that. I'm glad you're here, because I would have no clue. And then he said the whole the bumper sticker theme, I call it, Southern by birth, American by birth, Southern by the grace of God. Wasn't that like a bumper sticker or something?
Oh yeah, back in the day, those were fucking all over the place, like in truck stops and at the gas stations and shit.
Yeah, Doc, what you got from it?
He just says everything that the people want to hear: rust, bust, corrupt, just splinter. He's just laying everything out there. But man, he says he said he's noticed that these Southern pigs are hot.
I love them Southern belles. And hold
Cuddle,
on.
And Cuddle,
go ahead. I was gonna say that.
Cuddle was like, you've been cutting a path in the ring, but maybe outside the ring. Cuddle's like, dude, you're about to crush some ass.
Cuddle killed me. Bob Cuddle killed me Bob Caudle said, "Oh, Tracy, you've been cutting a wide swath in the ring. Sounds like you're gonna cut one without." It's like, goddamn, Bob Caudle. I mean, you just said you just gave him a pass or gave code on TV for he's about to bang out some rats, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Right.
Bob Caudle.
And my last thought here is we need to get Tracy in a feud because he can really fire up. Because right now he's just having to kind of shucks it on everything, and he doesn't have anybody to fire up on. He's just kind of in general. I'm ready to get him in a feud.
Well, I mean, you know what they're doing. They're building him at this point. They're building him.
He's built. They need to put Horner out on the curb and cut and paste.
Well, we won't mention that, but God, I've got to the point where I've watched ahead a lot, and
Tell us what happened.
Shut up. No, let me shut up.
Have you got to the part where?
There you go. Well, we go from Tracy's promo to Dixie Dynamite versus Jeff Daniels, and I got a couple of notes here, and then I'll throw it to you guys. One, I think Dixie has a new mask, or he has put more material on the eye holes of the old one that he had because they are slightly, his eye holes are smaller. And this match was very quick as Dixie Dynamite gets the win on Jeff Daniels when he hits the Confederate kick. Doc, I'll throw it to you first. Do you have any thoughts before I go to the rest of what happens with the Night Stalker running in?
Is Daniels wearing Zubaz to the ring?
I think
That's
so.
what it looks like.
Yeah. Look, it would certainly appear that way. Harper, do you have anything from that before I go to what happens next with the Night Stalker?
No, that match was like 2 seconds long.
Yeah, it was nothing. So the Night Stalker comes in and proceeds to beating on Dixie. A few jobbers or enhancement talent, I should say, come out and attempt to help Dixie, but they're no help. It's not until Tracy Smothers and Tim Horner come out that they are able to take care of the Night Stalker. I wouldn't be surprised if in the back Horner was like, "Oh, come on, Jimmy, let me go out there with Tracy and help clear things out, man. I can do a good job. I'm a walking, talking, stomping, jib-jobbing, socializing." And I can see Cornette. Okay, motherfucker, just go out with Tracy then. Just leave me the fuck alone. Go somewhere. So that's what I had from that. And then I noticed it took one super kick from Dixie Dynamite to finish off Daniels. I should have said that earlier. But Doc, did you have anything else from the run in with Tracy clearing the ring?
Why does Paul Lee run in if he's a heel?
Yeah, I don't know.
Small roster, I'm sure, but
yeah, it's just one of those things, you know. I agree. Harper, anything from you?
No.
Yeah, I didn't really have much. I just had that whole Tim Horner thing. I felt like just send Tracy out there, let him clear house. I mean, Tracy's a big boy; he can do it. He can handle it. So he
can bang a couple of rats on his way back to the locker room.
Well, we go from that to Down and Dirty with Danny Davis. So let me play a part of that before shit hits the fan. So here it is. It's Dutch and Danny Davis.
But it took two of them. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Down and Dirty with Dutch. I'm Dutch Mantell, and you're not. Like I said at the top of the program, my special guest today on Down and Dirty with Dutch is Nitro Danny Davis. And Danny, I'm going to have to ask you some hard questions. What I would like to know is how long it takes you to understand to keep your nose or your neck out of Paul Orndorff's business. Now, how did all this start? How did you get involved in it?
Well, first of all, I did not ask to be in a neck brace. You understand? Paula gave me a pile driver and almost ended my career. So let me tell you something. I didn't stick my nose into nobody's business. I was watching Rugged Ronnie Garvin's back like I always do because he's been a long-time friend, okay?
Okay, let me ask you this. How long are you going to sell that neck? How long is that neck going to be hurt? You've been walking around for a month or so with it on.
Well, let me tell you something. Just a couple of weeks ago, I was able to get the feeling back into my right arm and my fingers. So only my doctor knows and only Nitro Danny Davis knows just how long I have to wear this. And I'm not disclosing anything else, but I will say this. When the time is right, I can assure you that Paula Orndorff will know.
Okay, Thanksgiving Thunder rolls into Knoxville today at 3 o'clock. Will you be there?
Yes, when Thanksgiving Thunder rolls around today, I will be there.
So you're saying you will be in Knoxville today. Ladies and gentlemen, we're joined in the ring here by
by Paul Orndorff. Paul, you have some comments?
Yeah, I do. Who does this little Pete Squeak think he is? You know who you're talking to? Mr. Wonderful. A man that is famous all over the world, and they got some, your head looks like it's coming through a toilet. You get it?
You did this to me. You did this to me, and I guess you're real proud of yourself. You're a big, tough guy, right? Okay, you put me in this and almost ended my career. Do you have any conscience? Do you have any feeling? No, you don't.
Let me tell you something. You can't take Lassie and have Rin Tin Tin to do the job. You're in a man's business, and if you don't, and if you can't handle it, then you need to go and wash pots and pans, or stay home with the kids and let your wife go to work. You're in a man's business, kid, so be able to face it. That's what it's all about. Whoa. Dutch, I'm sick and tired every time I turn around. You got this little, you got this little Pete Squeak out here running me down. Who does he think he is, man? I don't even know.
Wait a minute, I ain't got nothing involved in this, Bob. I'm leaving. I'm history.
All right, I'll pause it right there because basically what happens is you heard the promo as Orndorff is accusing Davis of faking the injury, which I thought was nice. We see Orndorff, he turns his back on Davis, and Davis takes the brace off and starts choking Orndorff with it. Eventually, Paul gets the upper hand on Davis, but Garvin does come out, makes a save, and lays out Orndorff before they go to commercial. Doc, I'll throw it to you first. Thoughts on the actual promo, and then what ensues after?
I thought having Paul punch Davis with the neck injury was great. I thought they did this pretty well, and I did laugh when he said basically Danny Davis looked like something poking out from the toilet.
Yeah, like a toilet lid. It does. It did. I thought it was good too. It made Paul look like a great heel because he's bullying around a guy with a neck injury that he hurt, who's not supposed to be able to fight him at that point. So I thought that was good. Harper, what about you?
The crowd was hot, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were.
They were fucking hot, and right when he goes to try to power drive him, but they really came alive, man.
Dude. That crowd was on fire for this.
Yeah.
Again, we talk about this a lot, but dude, this is this feud made in everything that they've done may not be like the greatest thing ever, but these fans in these buildings, they are into this shit. I mean, whether we want to credit this feud, I gotta give Cornette credit for continuing it because. I mean, all indications that the live events are the people are enjoying it. So we might not be high on it, but I mean, his audience was at that point. So you got to go with it. But I agree. I agree with both of your thoughts on it.
Did the fans say no you haven't when he said that I've been wearing this neck brace for over a month?
I didn't hear it.
No,
I just heard Judge say, "How long are you going to sell that neck?"
Yeah, that was the line that I caught more than Harper. And I'm not saying what you said didn't happen. I just must have missed it. The line I got was Dutch like, how long you gonna sell that? Like using insider language, so to say, like you're faking that shit. Because I mean that's basically what he did. He accused Davis of faking the injury, which I thought was nice because again. That is actually what he did. So he was a babyface that kind of did pull a fast one on the heel. I kind of like that segment, even though the feud hasn't been all that. So it is what it is. We will go to the next match. It's Robbie Eagle and Reno Riggins. We get a recap of last week when Ricky Morton had his eyesight messed up when Cornette sprayed something in Morton's eyes. They also show Morton coming in and going right after Cornette. After that, things get going between the Heavenly Bodies and Eagle and Riggins. What did I say? I missed something there. It's Robbie Eagle and Reno Riggins versus the Heavenly Bodies. They show the recap that I just mentioned. But, side note, we talked about this last week. Killer Kyle was at these tapings, Harper, because he hadn't been out there previously. But did you notice he was out for this match?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay.
So maybe he got stuck in a bathroom or something. I don't know.
Maybe so. On to the match. Cornette is on the outside yelling against at the fans about being on welfare. Cornette is just wearing welfare out at this point. Everything's welfare and food stamps, which I'm fine with. That's good. I mean, it's heat. The people hate him.
Probably true.
Right.
Well, the match is quick. Heavenly Bodies win. Doc, you got thoughts from the match?
There's one move in there, and it's a move that you used to see all the time. Was when Flair used to do it to set up the figure. One of his setup moves for the figure four is kind of like the atomic drop, but across the shin or the leg. I always loved that move. I thought it looked like it would hurt and pretty impressive. They do that there. Just thinking that this is a match to keep the Heavenly Bodies impressive as they head into the home stretch of going up against the Rock and Roll.
Yeah, and you got to remember too. By the time this aired, you're into Thanksgiving Thunder, so this is just a match, a TV match, just to got to burn some time, so to say. That match takes place, and then we end up we got a Cornette and the Heavenly Bodies promo coming up right here, and they're talking about what's going on with Thanksgiving Thunder. So here we go.
Like Carnage leg in the ring. Now let's go to the set right now and let's talk to Bob Cuddle, and he has Jim Cornette and the Heavenly Bodies standing by.
Right here, also Killer Kyle is joining them this afternoon. I got to ask you about that. The most dangerous of all the four faces of fear, barbed wire around the ring in Knoxville.
Well, you see, by the time that you people out there watching this on TV see this thing take place, it's going to be this afternoon in Knoxville, Tennessee at the Coliseum, a barbed wire match. You see my man Killer Kyle? I'm sure you'll see him there too, because after those maniacs have been trying to assassinate me, I'm not going to go nowhere without him. But I'll tell you something right now, and all of you genetic mutants, all of you idiots living downstream from the nuclear plant, you hear what I say. Last week you saw what happened to the Rock and Roll Express. I'm such a man, I nearly broke them both in half by myself and slapped Ronnie Garvin around for good measure. And today, in Knoxville, when you get in that barbed wire time, I want you to remember, all you got to do is grab that pretty hair by the pretty back of the pretty neck and rub that pretty face in that wire a couple times, and they're going to look like your mother's coleslaw, maybe without the Malzetti salad dressing. What do you think,
I think so. Rock and Roll Express, you can count the hours and you can count the minutes, because this afternoon in Knoxville, Tennessee, I can promise you there will be blood, and it will be yours on barbed wire today. Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson, you're going to think you died and went to Vegematic heaven. We're going to slice you. We're going to dice you. We're going to peel all that pretty skin off your face in that barbed wire match. Just show up. I can't wait.
Four-pronged barbed wire razor shop. You talk about a Popeil pocket fisherman. You talk about one of those Vegematics. Well, brother, when we get finished with the Rock and Roll Express, they're going to be in so many pieces, they'll look like a jigsaw puzzle, but a couple of the pieces will be gone.
All right, they're talking about the Rock and Roll Express fans. I tell you, let's show you a little bit of a...
All right, Harper, I'll throw it to you first.
I love when he says they tried to assassinate him. Like he's a fucking president or something.
It's corny doing what he does best, yeah. Yeah, boy. Doc, what you got?
The thing that stood out to me was just because we know this, we've talked about this is going to be a grind for these two teams to go through this. So when Dr. Tom says there will be blood and it will be yours, that's just like, I'm ready now.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I needed to hear to let's do this thing.
And next week is off the chain related to how they recap it. Just so you know, at Martin Howell 71 on Twitter. Just it's because you asked about that a while back. It's the way they recap it. I thought was pretty good. And we'll again, that's next week. But it's a grind. That's for damn sure. It is a grind. Okay, I liked it. Effective. Remember, we are actually by the time that aired, they were about to go into the third match of the Thanksgiving Thunder Tour. So some people may have already seen. If you were at the live event, you would have seen the Thursday and Friday, and potentially were watching this on TV on Saturday and had already seen two of the matches. So that would have been cool, kind of having that perspective, I guess. So we go from that match to, or that promo to the next match, which is the main event on the card, and it is Ronnie Garvin versus the Dirty White Boy. And before we are thrown to the match, Dutch tells us this is a...
You missed something, bud.
What'd I miss?
Did you not miss the rock and roll?
Oh, the video package?
Yeah.
I mean, what do you want me to say? They showed a video package of the Rock and Roll Express, and
no, I wanted you to tell me.
On it?
I want you to tell me who sings "The Boys Are Back in Town."
Well, fuck you. That's what I got. That's who sings it. You know who sings it? 1-900. You're a fucking prick.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
More people think you're a prick for this. It's actually Thin Lizzy. I thought you'd like him because they had a black bass player that sang.
Yeah.
Who was also Irish, by the way. Get that. Wrap your head around all that. But Thin Lizzy may be one of the most underrated bands in the history of rock and roll. So I just, I'm trying to educate you not only on Smoky Mountain but on rock and roll as we go through this.
Okay. I want to educate everyone as well. Do me a favor, since Doc thinks he likes to educate people. Go to our Twitter page at BTT_podcast. Follow us. Go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/bookingtheterritory. Hit the like button and join our wrestling community and make comments whenever the episodes drop. And then while you're on our Facebook page, that's facebook.com/bookingtheterritory. Click the Shop Now button and pick up your very own Book in the Territory Smoky Mountain Wrestling Podcast t-shirt from our Pro Wrestling Tee store. Again, click the Shop Now button from our Facebook page. If you missed any of the links I just spit it out, they are in the show notes, in the description of the show, so click on them and enjoy. And then we got a bunch of Smoky Mountain stuff on our T Public store as well. You'll see those links in the show notes below as well. For instance, there is a Book It Bitch T-shirt. There is there's a I'm a Mr. Ron Wright guy in the show notes. So check those out and maybe pick up a shirt or two. So they're starting to sell, and I appreciate it. All right.
So hold on. Before you go to before we start talking about the Dirty White Boy and Ron Garvin, my note
I got some sound clips from it.
Well, before we do that, even as soon as it was announced, I started thinking about this throughout the episode. It's like I'm really interested to see how Garvin wrestles this because we've been following his trail of tears he puts on people in 85 NWA up to and including the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Ric Flair. But Dirty White Boy's a brawler and a big bone dude and just a guy that can go toe to toe. And so I'm just really interested to see, before we even start, I was interested to see if Garvin would try to manhandle him or what would be the approach here, because what's going to be believable. So anyway, that's all.
Okay. No. You got a good point. Harper, did you think something similar, given Garvin's past lately that we're reliving?
Yeah, because he can't beat the crap out of him. Just like
yeah.
He's a dirty white boy, right? Okay.
And you can't put your nuts in his face because he is a champ of a small territory. Like Rick can give up a whole bunch more and still be strong in 85 or 86 than Dirty White Boy can in 92 in Smoky Mountain.
Yeah. I agree. I'm right there with you. I'm right there with you. Okay. Well, let me do this first. We'll give some commentary on the match, definitely. But before we get started on the match, when these two are in the ring and referee Mark Curtis is taking a belt from Dirty White Boy and presenting it to the crowd, showing them that the belt is up for grabs, we get a couple of sound bites. So here's the first one that I want to play, and this is from Dutch talking about let me just play it. Here it is, Dutch Mantell.
You know the difference between Virginia and yogurt?
Virginia and yogurt?
Yeah,
no,
yogurt still has an active culture.
Yeah, it does. The Virginia fans are not going to like you for that.
Why?
They're not going to like you, Dutch. Making fun of Virginia.
Doc, try not to laugh this time because I want the people to hear Bob Cottle's response as he's appalled by this.
It's funny.
Clip.
Don't play funny stuff and I won't laugh.
Try not to laugh. I want everybody to hear that part. Here it is.
Dream match. You know the difference between Virginia and yogurt?
Virginia and yogurt?
Yeah,
no,
yogurt still has an active culture.
Yeah, it does. The Virginia fans are not going to like you for that.
Why?
They're not going to like you, Dutch. Making fun of Virginia. All right, the bell.
Virginia is for love. This is what should be.
Bob Cottle response of, Oh, Dutch. He's upset. He is so upset with Dutch. He's like, "Oh, Dutch, I can't believe you said that." Like he's broken. The Virginia fans are not gonna like you for that, Dutch. Oh, whatever. Dutch Mantell is a god to me. And that's what I got. Go ahead, Harper. I guess you thought it was funny because you laughed as well.
Yeah. All, I love it when he buries all these like white trash fucking people.
Oh God, Dutch Mantell is on it. Doc, what did you have from it?
This is funny. I already laughed once.
Yeah.
What do you want from me?
Okay. Well, then I need to play another soundbite because Bob Cuddle insults Horner when Horner comes out on commentary right here, and I don't know if Horner realized it.
Probably not.
So here it is. Let me play that part for you. Again, this is during the match. We're not even talking about the match. Ronnie Garvin and Dirty White Boy are out there working, and here comes Horner on commentary.
And Tim, we got a whale of a match going up there in that ring, but also we got some whale of a matches coming up, a number of them this afternoon in Knoxville.
That's right. You know, it's Thunder, the Thunder Tour, you know, Thanksgiving Thunder.
That's right.
And it's going to be some thunder for that Dirty White Boy in Knoxville this afternoon, you know. I'm going for that Smoky Mountain heavyweight title. It's been on my mind for a long time, and I know Ronnie Garvin, you know, when we get to Knoxville this afternoon, Dirty White Boy may not have that title.
Well, you know, the guy has done everything in the world, Tim. I think to waylay you, to move you aside or whatever. He's hit. Well, we saw him hang you once from the ropes. He had your hands handcuffed behind you. When he drug you to the ring, just hung you from the top rope. Then we saw him take a beer bottle and conk you right across the forehead. It's a wonder you got any brains left after that, really. The guy has tried any and everything he could, Tim, to put you out and to put you permanently out.
Well, that's right. You know, the Dirty White Boy, he's got to be thinking I'm pretty tough or I'm stupid one or crazy, you know, and maybe I'm a little of both.
Yeah, Bob Cuddle said, "I wonder you got any brains left after he conked you on the head with a bottle." Tim Horner's response was, "That's right, Bob." Doc, any thoughts on that? Did you catch that when you were watching it?
No, but I was more disturbed by the fact that your head of marketing, it took him on his third attempt to get the name of the tour that they're on right.
Yes. He stumbled.
That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign when your head of marketing can't spit out the marketing term that you're using for your upcoming tour.
Oh boy. Oh yeah. God.
My only note here, my note really was, why would anybody put Horner on commentary? This is torture.
I mean, you'd probably have to blame Cornette, but
get him on the show. I'm ready.
He was trying. I mean, I know. Yeah. I'm pretty sure at that point Jim Cornette was like, I can't believe this.
I have to believe that the minute Smothers came in, he started looking at Horner like, "You're expendable, dickweed."
Yeah. 100%. And he just was like, "Okay, we're done with you." So, this is just pitiful. Okay.
It's like his brain is stuck on, like, Windows 98. And everyone else has, like, modernized, and his internet technically works, but it's so fucking slow. And it's so horrible. That's what it's like with him. It's like the words get out, but they're not worth fucking listening to.
He's on Windows 95 and everybody else has Windows 10.
Yeah, bro.
That some bitch he still got America Online dial up.
Yeah. Mama, hang up
the phone. Let's get back to the match. We got Garvin and Dirty White Boy. I thought they laid some nice chops into each other, but ultimately,
shit.
Tim Horner's on commentary. He kind of ruins the match for me a little. But, Doc, before I go any further with the close of the match, I want to give you and Harper an opportunity to talk about what happens before Ron Wright tries to give Dirty White Boy the gimmick on the outside. So you had made mention a second ago that you wanted to see how this thing played out, at least the inner workings of the match, not necessarily the close with Garvin. What did you think, based on everything we've seen from Garvin lately as we rewatch NWA Saturday Night?
Yeah, I had two notes. One is it was real slow to start, but about 3 minutes in, Dirty White Boy eats a chop that was just like a slap. I mean, that was just like, God damn. I'm glad that was Dirty White Boy and not me. I thought Garvin did make Dirty White Boy look better than he probably made Ric Flair look in '85. So kudos to Garvin, because he needed to do that there, and he did. So I mean, I had no problem with anything that was going on, and it's good for. I mean, Garvin doesn't need to lay over; he needs to stand up to him, because that makes Dirty White Boy stronger in the end. But you can't just no sell everything he does either.
Yeah, I can't add anything. I agree. Harper, what about you?
This was kind of going great until fucking Horner came in.
And
that's when I was like, stop.
My note was there was a whole lot of gaga here, but if you want to break it down, Horner just cost Garvin the belt.
That's true, huh? That's true.
I was gonna go there with this. But since y'all are mentioning it now, yes, I want somebody to come out there and just hit Horner and just.
I want Paul Orndorff to just stick that spike pile driver in, catch some air, and just drive it down.
Yes,
and just through the ring, like Taz and Bigelow and ECW, just through the ring with the pile driver.
I agree. Well, all right, let me go to the close of the match. So Ron Wright tries to give Dirty White Boy a gimmick or something on the outside, but Horner leaves the commentary booth to stop it. The ref sees this exchange, and the ref is trying to mediate between Ron Wright and Horner, who are struggling over, let's just say it was brass knuckles, that Horner and Ron Wright are like trying to pull away from each other on the outside. Behind the ref, Garvin knocks out Dirty White Boy with his hands of stone. So that makes Garvin look strong. I like that. However, Orndorff comes out and throws a chain in the ring where it's next to the Dirty White Boy who's laid out. Now, the ref's back is turned, so the ref doesn't see Orndorff. But he finally turns around and sees Garvin on Dirty White Boy for the pin and begins to count. But the ref then notices the chain and says, no decision. The other ref comes out, and he tries to help out Mark Curtis and trying to explain to him what just happened. And I think we kind of all just talked about this, but like y'all said, Horner ruined the finish. That's it.
Yeah, he fucked it up.
This is bad. Not that I don't like to finish that Cornette call. It's just Tim Horner god damn. Any other thoughts before I move to the next promo with Bullet Bob and the Stud Stable, Doc?
No.
All right, Harper, you good?
Yes.
There is a local promo in between the finish, and it's I swear Ricky Morton is ribbing and laughing at Tim Horner in this local promo and not with him.
I thought so too.
Did you think so?
My note was R&R having to deal with Horner. Jesus Christ.
Do y'all want to hear it?
No.
Yes.
I'm tired of Tim Horner.
He's like a car wreck. I gotta look at it.
I 100% agree with Harper.
He's like a pile of shit in the yard. He's to be avoided stepping in it at all cost.
It's not long. Here it is. I'm gonna throw it on the YouTube page too, but here it is.
Tim Horner against the Heavenly Bodies and Jim Cornette. Well, you know, it's just like old times, Jimmy Cornette. It seems like that every time your team gets in trouble, that you got to stick your nose in there. Just like the last time we was here in Barberville, you see, Jimmy Cornette, we had your Heavenly Bodies beat. But what did you have to do? Stick your nose into our business. And I want to thank Tim Horner for coming down and helping us out. But you see, this time things going to be even. Well, I could say they're kind of even, but Jimmy Cornette, you're on the Heavenly Body side. On our side, it's White Lightning and Tim Horner. And when White Lightning, Tim Horner, and the Rock and Roll Express get together, All we do is create stormy weather. And let me tell you, Tim Horner, come on in here, baby. Here's the man right here in Barboursville. What are we going to do?
I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. You know, I'm all for a fight, Ricky. But I like an even fight, you know. Brother. That's why I come down. And Cornette, let me tell you something. We're pretty tight. I'm going to tell you tight. If I want money, I know where to go. If I want a handshake, I know where to go. But let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you where to go. And when Barberville, you know what he's going to do? Oh. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the Texas two-step on your head and a boot scoot and boogie on your butt.
Oh, right.
And when we get that there, you're going to rock and roll, little country kicking. That's what you're going to get, Cornette. So just come on down. We'll tell you what it's all about.
That's right, Jimmy Cornette. Come on down there this time, baby. Stick your nose in there, because I can't wait to see you in a pair of wrestling tights.
Yeah.
Hit the tagline.
Christ.
Bruh, it's almost like he talks like he's been it's edited, but it's not.
It's like he's had a mild stroke but doesn't know it.
Yeah, like it doesn't, because he's like, I want to tell you what's going to happen to him. What's going to happen to him? It's like it's edited wrong. But it's not fucking edited. That's just how he's talking.
I guarantee you Ricky Morton is fucking with him and he don't realize it. Because Morton is like, yeah, you tell him. And you can see Ricky's looking at him like, boy, you are one stupid son of a bitch. Like he's and Horner is so into it because he thinks he's cutting this, Ric Flair.
He thinks he's up there. He thinks he's up there with the main eventers because he's on the screen with the rock and roll.
Yeah. Bruh, he thinks he's Dusty Rhodes cutting the Hard Times promo right there, and Ricky Morton's looking at him like, man, you are one dumb son of a bitch. Bruh. I had to play it. I think I put it on the YouTube channel, but I can't remember. Oh God, that motherfucker. All right. We go from that. We're going to get ready to play the last promo of the episode, and it is Bullet Bob in the Stud Stable. So here it is.
We're still trying to sort out what happened there in that last match. Commissioner Bob Armstrong here with us. What's the decision on that, Commissioner?
Well, I'm going to take it on myself right now. I'm going to declare Ronnie Garvin the winner of that match because of what happened. Now, I can't give him the title because a 3 count never occurred. So he'll go down as the winner of that match. However, I can't take the title away from Dirty White Boy. My hands are tied right there. It looks like Paul Orndorff just cheated him out of a chance at that title that he had won, as far as I'm concerned. And Thanksgiving Thunder's rolling around, brother. Everybody's been talking about it. It's finally here, and the Thunder's going to roar, folks. And we're going to see that Kevin Sullivan. He's going to take one that somebody needs to be.
Hold up there, Mr. Commissioner. Let me tell you something. I bet you figured, where's the stable tonight? Because they're not going to be here at all. I got a surprise for you. We are here. I never had much respect for this man before, but I respect you very much as commissioner here. I want to tell you, this is the finest tag team, and you know it well. And you know it well, little fella, that ever stepped in anybody's ring, Smoky Mountains or anybody else, and we have beaten the Rock and Roll Express. We have come on this television program, and we have beat your Fantastics. There's nobody here we haven't beat except the Heavenly Bodies. We are the best doing. Any question about that, Joe?
No question is, listen, I've had a bad day. Let me just say this. You want a championship match? What I'll do is I'll give you a championship match with the Heavenly Bodies. And if you'll just come back next week, I'll tell you when and where, and you can have your title shot and kiss my grip.
All right, Fred. He says you can have it, the title match with the Heavenly Bodies.
You think that you scared the stud stable? You think that bothers us, Bob Armstrong? That don't bother us at all. Because we are the best. We'll beat anybody you put in the ring with that.
Robert Fuller with that little feller. Doc,
I want to
go
see
ahead.
I want to see like a B movie with like a prison where Robert Fuller is the warden. I think that would work.
God, that would be perfect for him. Hey, boy. Boy.
They really missed out by not having him be the warden in the remake of The Longest Yard a few years back. That would have worked too.
Yes.
They were using wrestlers. They should have used fucking Footlong there himself to.
Yeah, that would have been perfect if he'd have been. Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay.
We get Kiss My Grits from Bob Armstrong. That may need to be explained to our worldwide audience because I don't think that Either you go ahead.
I haven't heard someone say "kiss my grit" since I was playing with fucking He-Man toys.
Since Alice was on the
exactly.
I was about to say that from the show Alice. Yeah,
fucking Mel's Diner.
Yeah, Mel's Diner. Yeah, because what's her name used to say that shit all the time. Kiss my grits. Yeah, Flo.
I bet you Harper wanted to bang Flo when he was. If you remember that show, she was a rat too, man. She was.
Oh yeah, Flo. Well,
yeah,
her. I guarantee the way Flo used to act on that show. If Flo had as many dicks sticking out of her as went in her, man, she'd be a porcupine, man.
Come on.
What?
Yeah, she was the Blanche of fucking Kiss My Grits of Alice.
Every generation's got their whores.
Did you want to bang Flo, nice. Harper?
God, I don't think so.
No. She was no Blanche.
Stick with Blanche. I bet you Robert Fuller would have banged Flo.
No doubt.
Oh yeah. He would have used her forehead for an ashtray.
Come on over here, baby. Let me tell you how it's done. Baby's got a pot roast on.
And she's like, "Is that your dick or a cigar?"
I tell you what. I can put it in your mouth and we can find out, baby. Okay.
I guarantee you, Robert Fuller, on at least one occasion, when banging some rats, referred to his footlong as the little feller.
Dude.
Hey, let me pull out this little feller here for you.
One of my best friends that one of my best friends.
Harper and I are your only friends. What are you talking about?
His dad was a Rolling Stone. Like, he's got brothers and sisters everywhere. And and he said when he was a kid, he was like 10 years old. You know how back in the day, you don't have this problem no more because of cell phones. But back in the day, you had a home phone. You might have a phone in one room, a phone in the other. So his dad was on the phone, and his dad was still married to his mom. And he said he picked up the phone and his dad was on the phone with one of his broads, one of his bitches. And he said he heard his dad tell this broad, which this broad was like, they were setting up arrangements to hook up later that day. And the chick asked him if she was gonna get it. He said, "Don't you worry, baby. That little boy ready." Oh boy,
that's nice. A classy set of people that you run with there.
Yeah. I agree, man. She told that little boy ready. All right, yeah. Okay, all right. It's disability check time. Doc, I have a problem right now.
I know. Trust me. We all know.
As I've told you lately, I've really started to binge watch some more.
It skews your ratings. You cannot give an objective rating.
It fucks you. It really does. Therefore, because of that, I have to give this a 7. And I don't know how fair that is to the episode. I just don't know. There wasn't anything like Superstar in here for me, but it wasn't a bad episode either. Going into Thanksgiving Thunder. So, I don't know. I gave it a 7, but I just feel like that Smothers promo was good. Even Down and Dirty, I just messed up going further ahead. So, I'll throw it to you, Doc. What do you give it?
Well, I think that it was a solid episode. Nothing spectacular, but solid. I think it's the 3rd or 4th episode from that site, and that tends to happen. And I gave it a 7.
Wow. I bet you Harper gives it a 7 too.
I give it about 6.7. How about that?
Okay, he changed it up just because we did. All right, that's cool. I want to say thank you to all the patrons out there. If you are not a patron, please consider becoming one. Go to tinyurl.com/bttpatron. We've got a bunch of patron episodes up. They are pretty much non-wrestling episodes. It's just a bunch of, it's just us three cutting up, having a good time on many of them. Dallas Cowboy Ring Rat House is up there. Got all kinds of Broad Logic episodes up there. plenty of gut-busting laughter according to everyone who listens. I do want to thank the patrons, Drew, Big Rich, T-Steel, Spy Boy, Steven, CG, Mike Havercroft, Sparks Third Coast, M. Wilson, Voodoo Moon, Frog Zeppelin, K-Stone, Lone Wolf, Code Man, Adam, William, Dan N, Jason, Dan V, David, Wayne G, Twit Dust, Matt, Tim, Armando, Cedric, Boone, and Marty. Thank you for becoming a patron. It doesn't cost much to become a patron, and you get access to all of our episodes, all of our patron episodes, I should say. And I also want to say special shout out to the Hall of Famers, William Shepard at ShepDaddy32, at Martin Howell 71, at Tim Moretti, and Codeman. I need your Twitter still if you can send it to me via email, bookingtheterritory@gmail.com. And then shout out to David DeVries at Unconvinced Ray, also a Hall of Famer. Thank you so much for all of your support. Again, it's in the show notes. Go to tinyurl.com/BTT patron. I'd appreciate it if you would become a patron. It helps the show out tremendously. All right, let's give out some government cheese, Doc. Who's getting the government cheese award?
Hold on. I may have made an error the other night. We remember the last patron episode we cut, and you were like, just like, "Hey, I'm bored. We should do an episode." My wife was like, "So what do y'all do on these special episodes?"
Oh yeah,
get on there and talk about our wives. That may have, in hindsight, not been the best answer I could have given.
That was pretty fucking stupid on your part. I agree.
Okay.
All right. Can you give government cheese award now? Since you
Tracy Smothers.
Yeah, I didn't figure that. What about you, Harper?
Yeah, it's got to be Tracy Smothers.
100% agree.
Yeah,
got to be Tracy.
There was no
Tracy.
Cornette.
Yeah, I mean, Cornette wasn't bad. The Heavenly Bodies weren't bad, but I do agree. You got to give it to some others. Do we want to give a Tim Horner award out again?
Tim Horner.
Thanks to Thin Man Within on Twitter. He named that award. We didn't give it out a couple of times, but yeah, I would say Tim Horner gets it. That's the only bad thing about that award. He's going to get it every time.
I love Tim Horner.
We'll revisit that award when Tim Horner leaves the promotion.
Yeah, that would make... It is. We had that discussion, Harper, me and Doc, the other day. I was like, he's a train wreck. You know, it's like you kind of, he's like the necessary evil. He's like the dumbass that you actually kind of need around a little bit, so that you can put the.
He is the antagonist in the story.
Yeah, I kind of want him around. I'm a little upset that he's going to leave in a way, but at the same time, I understand. Get that sumbitch out of here. Yeah, totally agree. All right. Well, that is the government cheese. That's the disability checks. Doc, you still? How's it coming along with Bobby Blaze's second book?
Oh,
doing good with it?
I burned it. We're burning books in America now, so I just burned it.
Well, go to our. I mentioned Bobby Blaze's book because you can get that there and everything else you can from Amazon. So go to tinyurl.com/BTT Amazon. Pick up Bobby Blaze's books. Pin Me, Pay Me. I Kicked Out on 2. All those books are there. Also, anything else you can buy on Amazon is there as well. And it's a way to support the show. We get a little bit of kickback in return, and it helps me pay some of these bills to the podcasting hosting site that I have the podcast through. All right. Only other thing I got is the wrestling podcast about nothing with the Kingpin, Brian Malonis and Mike Crockett. Check them out. They do a podcast on Mondays on the NAI Network and one on Thursdays on their own feed. The best way to find the show, search WPAN on your favorite podcast app. Based on what I'm hearing, it sounds like Malonis is going to be working for Ring of Honor, Doc. So I just thought I'd throw that out there. So pretty much a future Ring of Honor star, it looks like right now, and he's got his own podcast, so check it out, the WPAN. Just search WPAN, and you will find it. I don't have anything else. You guys got anything?
No.
Okay. All right, 5-star reviews on iTunes. Don't forget, make some comments. We definitely would appreciate it. And don't forget our Pro Wrestling Tee store and all the other links in the show notes. Check it out. Buy some T-shirts. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. For Mike and Doc and Hardbody Harper, hit the tagline and get us out of here, where this week we covered Smoky Mountain Wrestling, episode 44 from November the 28th of 1992.
Book it, bitch.